Tired of the everyday grind? Want to get away from it all?
Descent into paradise.
Florida.
Greetings, everybody, from sunny Florida. Here's wishing you the best of everything. And it's my personal belief that the best of everything comes from right down here.
Hey everybody, it's Steph from JustADayInParadise.com, and thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Just a Podcast in Paradise. Me and the Dip crew love living in the Sunshine State, and it's our goal to help you plan for your very own day in paradise. Follow along as we explore the Keys, theme parks, springs, and everything in between. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can notify you when our new episodes are live. And as you know, we've got to have a drink for you. And in honor of today's episode, I whipped up something that I call a island sunrise. So we're ready if you are. Kick up your feet, throw on your shades, and let's take a trip to paradise. Hello, Megan and Garrett. Say hi to our friends at home.
Hello, friends at home.
We have friends?
Hi, friends. I think so. They're just friends we haven't met yet.
Let me just real quick, Steph.
What?
That.
Is that stupid?
You called that an island sunrise. What did you
Well,
call
it
it
has
before?
two names. Yeah, when I first served it to you, I called it, I'm using all the tiny bottles from the liquor cabinet.
Yeah. Now let's see what it tastes like more
Yeah.
of.
Let me describe it while you take a sip. I was inspired by today's episode, so I wanted to do sort of like a mimosa, a champagne cocktail. So we've got 1800 coconut tequila, Grand Marnier, champagne, pineapple juice, and one little raspberry for garnish. What do you think? You look upset.
Curious.
Curious.
It's very coconut.
Very cocoa nutty. Should we just call it cocoa nutty?
Cocoa nutty?
Cocoa.
Cocoa nutty.
All right. I feel attacked.
Oh my god, it's like
Is it
it's
bad?
very coconutty.
Is it too coconutty?
I don't taste anything else.
Huh.
It's fine.
Right. I feel
it's
like
good.
you get the pineapple on the front of
if
your palate
anything-
and the coconut on the back.
If anything,
Mm-hmm.
it is something you would drink at the beach.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah. Because I was thinking
Oh, you've had it already. Oh, okay.
about vacation, because today we always talk about vacation,
Kinda.
but today is specifically about vacation spots. And I'm like, what's better than vacation, or what's better on vacation than brunch and mimosas? You know? And
Yeah.
not caring about anything.
Bloody
So pour
Marys.
champagne on it.
Imagine having time for brunch on a regular day.
Exactly. When I'm at work and I see people out to eat, I'm like, ugh.
When was the last time
How
you
dare
saw
you.
a restaurant do a brunch special on a weekday?
They do it.
They do it. Yeah. Not in Naples, because who would go?
I mean,
But in bigger cities, I feel like they do.
the retired might. but
Maybe
not
it's more of a
enough.
breakfast. I feel like
Yeah.
Sunday brunch is the
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
you know? All right, so we've been posting a lot on social media about mimosas
Yep.
versus Bloody Marys. Where do you guys fall?
Bloody Mary.
Okay, why?
Because first off, it cures a hangover, and mimosas literally give me a headache every time I drink them. After,
Sad.
after I don't.
So after you
I'm
have
not
20.
shy with them,
Right.
So after I have 5,
Exactly.
but it always ends in a headache.
Okay.
I'm
So
Bloody
Bloody
Mary.
Marys, Bloody Marys
I'm
cure
going to have to
all.
agree.
They cure all.
Bloody Mary.
Wow.
Mostly for the alcohol content.
But Megan
why
can't-
waste your time with champagne?
Megan can't have more than
Two,
one, though.
it's like when you are hungover, you don't want something sweet.
I
you
love
know?
how you're only considering the fact that you're already hungover.
Yes.
It's not like
Why would we
it's not
not?
like you're thinking about it like this is your first drink of the weekend.
Okay. I also think they're delicious, if that helps.
Uh,
and you get food with it.
well,
you get food
That's
with it.
true. I do
Well-
like that it comes with appetizers on top of it.
Now, I will say, if I'm at brunch and, I haven't drank yet, and I'm having a more savory meal for brunch, yeah, a mimosa would be good.
Yeah. I get that.
But a Bloody Mary with a nice sweet meal.
I also don't like carbonated things.
Yeah, I normally don't want something carbonated, but I love champagne. I don't know why. I just love it. Maybe I'm fancy.
I do like champagne.
Okay.
Maybe.
Two, I don't like vodka. So, have you ever had a Bloody Maria?
With tequila?
No, but
Tequila?
I know I would
Yeah.
enjoy
So,
it.
I would prefer that. Three, I'm not a fan of tomato juice. There's a few reasons. One, I get acid reflux.
Yep.
Yeah.
And drinking a Bloody Mary tastes like heartburn to me.
Ooh, no.
You know what I mean? That's just me.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. And also, I feel like how many do you have? What's the most Bloody Marys you've ever had?
How many? The most Bloody Marys I've ever had?
Yeah, like in one sitting. Yeah.
I think 4.
Wow,
That's a
that's
lot.
impressive. I feel like if I had one, I would be done.
1, I'm okay. 2, heartburn.
Well,
Wow.
you define that because I mean I think no because I had 6. No, I had 5 at Cafe Tutu Tango, but they were small.
They're a little smaller. Yeah. So speaking of Cafe Tutu Tango, which we love.
yes.
If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, we did a little 6
been there
reasons
in a
why
while.
you should visit Cafe Tutu Tango. Like, it was hard to stop at 6, but anyway, they do a brunch, which could be reason number 7, with unlimited tapas,
Unlimited.
Bloody Mary bar,
Unlimited.
mimosa bar, unlimited.
Well, how much
okay?
did we spend? Like $75 for 3 of us.
It's nothing.
And you get
yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
More food than
And
you
the food's
can
amazing.
even imagine.
Yeah,
And it's delicious.
and small
and
plates,
it's
so you can get a
painful.
lot. You know,
I remember we took my brother, and he was mesmerized by how much food he could eat.
right?
And the place. All the art.
That's
It's
so much
cool.
fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
But when I see, there's something about unlimited that sounds like a challenge. You know.
Yeah, true.
So last time I went, I had 19 mimosas.
You're lying. You're
Swear to
lying.
God.
You're lying.
Swear to God.
You're lying.
Hey, producer. Did I not have 19 mimosas at Cafe Tutu Tango? 9. I knew it was a number. I had 9.
There was a 9 in there.
Wow, that is you tried and you failed.
It was a lot. 9's a lot.
It's not 19.
That's
9
true.
is a lot. I'd be sick. That's for sure. And don't forget the absurd. Excuse me, I just burped. The absurd amount of food that you ate along with those 9
Right.
mimosas.
Yeah, 'cause it's sugary,
It was
so that
mimosa
fills you.
forward. Mimosa forward brunch. I didn't get that much food.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so
I get
let's get down to the nitty gritty, guys.
Okay.
We talk about it all the time. Florida is literally a vacationer's wonderland. Whether you want to be outdoors and active, lounging in some of the world's most lavish luxury, or going hard in the thrills at the world's state-of-the-art theme parks, we have it all.
Right.
Would you agree?
Yeah, pretty much.
In fact, Florida made the list not once, but 3 times on Forbes' top U.S. cities to visit. So you figure there's 50 states, 25 top cities. Florida's on there 3 times.
Sick.
Agreed.
Sick. You want to? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I watched a TikTok today, and it was a girl pretty much bragging that she's from Florida because like so many people are like, oh, Florida's the worst state. It's so like terrible and everything.
Who would say that?
I'm like,
That's what jealous people say.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like all of you are Squidward inside while we're playing outside in that meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Facts.
year-round fun. You
one of
never
the-
have to be stuck inside.
One of the podcasts I listened to, they ranked like states.
Wait, you listen to other?
I do. Sorry.
I-
Sorry.
Did you know that?
I did.
Wow.
I didn't want to tell you.
I can't believe it.
Sorry.
Okay, well, please tell us about the other podcasts you're listening to,
They
but
ranked,
don't mention them by name.
They
You can only listen to us. Sorry, go ahead.
they ranked U.S. states
Uh-huh.
and the audience because they do like the 3 hosts and they do audience votes and the audience said the worst state was Florida. I'm like, you guys are
What?
just jealous that you're not here.
Yeah, I think Florida gets a Sigma. You can go back and listen to our Florida Man episode. But if you do your research, you know most Florida men are not from Florida. It's just stupid stuff that people do while they're here.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause-
But-
the heat makes you crazy.
Yeah, if you're not prepared.
The beach booze makes you crazy.
Room booze.
And
too.
room booze, yeah. So, do you guys want to guess what the top 3 Florida cities were? Well, you know, the 3 Florida cities that made it on the 25 cities.
Miami, Orlando, Tampa.
Close?
Miami, Orlando, Naples.
No.
Okay. That was a
Miami, I
trick
was like,
question.
ugh. Not that there's anything wrong with Naples. You can come visit.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. The 3 cities are
Wait, I want to guess one more time.
No.
Okay.
Shh.
Orlando,
No.
Miami.
Go ahead.
I don't
Steph,
know.
Please.
Key West. Duh.
Duh. Oh my god, how
Wow.
can I forget my
I don't
beautiful
even count
loving-
it. I don't even
Because
count
so
it.
much
Key West
perfect,
feels
amazing
like-
Key West.
Doesn't count. Doesn't
Key
count.
West feels like another country almost. That sometimes it's hard to remember
it
that
does.
it's a city
It
in
feels
Florida.
like a real vacation. you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Like it. First of all, it's hard to get to.
Yeah.
But then it's like frozen in time. I love it. I love Key West. But anyway, if you've listened to us for really any length of time, you know that we consider that to be pretty much the triangle of awesomeness. I feel if
It's a really weird shaped triangle.
it's a triangle. Well, it's obtuse.
Yeah.
Very obtuse.
Like this conversation. So if you've listened to us for any length of time, you know that we consider that to be like the triangle of awesomeness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Tampa is kind of in there a
It's
little
like
bit.
weird,
but
weird,
that's,
it's a weird
but
You could
really,
skip it.
rectangle.
right. But that's where we're at all the time.
Not
Key
rectangle.
West, Miami, Orlando, just rinse and repeat. So Florida is a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and today we're coming together and sharing our top Florida cities that you need to visit that you probably didn't even know existed. And some of them are pretty close to those other great places. So after the break, we're going to go over our top 10 cities in Florida that you didn't even know you had to visit. Let's do it. Okay, Garrett, it's time for bed.
No. Wait. Can you tell me a story first?
All right, one story, and then it's nighty-night for you. Do you remember the one about Meggie Locks and the 3 cocktails?
Oh my gosh, I love this one.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Meggie Locks. She went for a walk on the beach. Pretty soon, she came upon a tiki bar. She sat down in the bar, and immediately she was served 3 beautiful cocktails. Meggie Locks can never resist a free drink. She tasted the first one and realized the straw was plastic.
No, plastic is terrible for the environment. I can't drink this.
So, she tasted the second drink.
Gross. The straw's all soggy and all I taste is paper.
So, she tasted the last cocktail.
This hay straw is perfect.
She said happily and enjoyed the rest of her delicious margarita. Well, Garrett, what's the moral of the story?
That when you use hay straws, all natural, 100% biodegradable, gluten-free, and never soggy straws, you're actually doing your part to help take care of our planet. They can be tossed right in the compost bin after and will break down naturally and return to the circle of life.
That's right, big guy.
Good night, Steph.
Good night, Garrett. We can all sleep a little easier thanks to hay straws. Visit haystraws.com to find out more. And we're back. I realize I haven't had much of this. I'm going to take another sip. Sip.
Can't do sip.
Take a sip, take a dip. Okay, so as I think you know at this point, all of you, I'm a sucker for history and culture. Shiny and new is cool, but there's something so romantic about places that seem to be like from another place and time. Places where so many people have come before you and experienced these same things and walked these same paths. So throw in some great food, and that's a recipe for the perfect vacation spot. So that leads me to Tarpon Springs. Have you ever been to Tarpon Springs?
I have not.
Yeah, we lost 47-7 in the playoffs when I was there last.
Wow.
Going
That's
there
wrecked.
for a football game does not count.
Just saying, that was
I would encourage you to go back
tough.
and get rid of that terrible memory.
tough.
So Tarpon Springs is on the Gulf. It's is it north of Clearwater? South of
Yeah,
Clearwater?
it's north of Clearwater. It's near Tampa.
North of Clearwater. And there's a lot on that coast. There's all these cool little barrier islands. There's like Treasure Island, Madeira Beach, I think is there. Siesta Key is in that area. So there's a lot of really neat little cities that really have their own separate character. So it's easy if you're going to Tampa or you're going to Sarasota to skip over some of these smaller little towns. But I'm telling you, you have to go to Tarpon Springs. I'm going to tell you why. History, first and foremost. So I make notes, and I don't know what that means. 25,000 spreads.
Different types of like
Is this
spreads.
about a bagel
All
place?
different spreads.
Wow, that's a lot of spreads.
They've got salmon spread.
I think it's 25,000 people live there. 25,000 residents.
And you put spreads?
So I take, just so you know, at home, since we're good friends now, we take notes for the show. We each kind of bring our own. I take notes frantically and feverishly because I'm so excited that I sometimes can't interpret. So I believe what I mean. You can fact check if I'm wrong. Let us know at the Dip Crew on Twitter. But that they have 25,000 residents only. So it's a small little town. It almost looks like a fishing town. Greek immigrants started Tarpon Springs' signature sponge industry, turning this remote village into what has been called the sponge capital of the world. For a time, sponge divers went into the Gulf of Mexico 25,000. Thanks, Garrett. I was right.
25,176.
But who's counting?
Right?
Let's not split sponges. For a time, sponges that were retrieved from the Gulf of Mexico, you can see they have like a little museum of sorts. It might even be free to get in. That just kind of welcomes you into Tarpon Springs. They would wear. Can you picture those old diving suits with like the helmet and all that?
That's like my favorite kind of vibe.
Right, and so that's what they would wear to go into the Gulf and retrieve the sponges. And there was a time where sponges actually retrieved from the Gulf by way of Tarpon Springs surpassed citrus products as Florida's main export.
Wow.
Right?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Hello.
Hello.
Also, there's incredible food. So because Greek immigrants started Tarpon Springs, and they still are there's a lot of Greek culture there. You walk down like the fishing wharf where like excursions go out and stuff too. And there's just, it's just Greek restaurant after Greek restaurant after Greek restaurant. So I thought it might be cool if you're thinking about visiting Tarpon Springs. I tell you the 2 spots that I think that you should go. One is Hella's. I believe it's pronounced Hella's.
Yeah, Hella of Troy. Yeah, Hella of Troy.
Helen of Troy. Were you serious?
Depends who you ask.
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, Helen of Troy.
I thought that was a really funny joke that you told, and then I saw your serious face.
I'm like... sorry.
Is it hella
That's
good?
Perfect.
Hella.
Uh-huh.
Hella.
It's hella good. I know that.
It's some sort of Greek thing. There's a Greek woman named Hella.
All right, anyway, drop it, Garrett, drop it. Steph, please continue.
So anyway, it's one of the bigger restaurants there, probably the one that I would imagine is trafficked the most, and the food's good. I got what is it called?
Figured it out.
With the eggplant and is it moussaka? Have you ever had moussaka?
No.
I think that's what it is. So it's eggplant and like a bechamel sauce.
Yes,
oh my God.
Moussaka.
I'm salivating.
I've never had it, but
so good. So
I've heard
the
of it.
moussaka's good there. But what I think is the draw, you can even get it to go. They have baklava cheesecake.
Love baklava.
Are you kidding me?
Love cheesecake.
Right. Put them together.
Is it like a baklava
cheesecake.
crust? Because that sounds good.
It's like a baklava crust, but then there's like baklava also in it, like a layer, and then cheesecake. Oh, ugh. And then, Garrett, you want to defend yourself?
I was going to say Hella is from Norse mythology. She's the goddess of death. Sorry, listeners.
Head over to Hella's, the Greek restaurant, where you can ask for the Norse goddess of death. Also,
it's not Greek. Sorry.
That's also a place called Mykonos, which is right like at the front of the little wharf there. They have fantastic gyros.
Yeah.
And
excuse me?
gyro. And when you ask for extra tzatziki on the side, they give you like a bowl of it.
Yes.
Heck
Like
yeah.
dip it. Just please dip it.
Right, exactly.
What's Mykonos from? I've heard that before.
It's a Greek island, I believe.
I know, but I feel like there's something
Or a Norse
funny
god
that
of
I've heard
thunder.
about Mykonos.
I think it might be someone's last name. It doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on.
One more thing. There's one more thing.
Go,
I
continue.
can't find anything to confirm that this place still exists, but there is a lemon shake-up cart there. Have you ever had a lemon shake-up?
Love them.
Like from the fair. So normally you get a lemon shake-up from the fair, and they take like a half a lemon with some ice and some sugar, and they like shake it up, right? And it's like sort of like a lemonade.
It's good.
It's good. This lemon shake-up cart is from another, like it's like from a wormhole from the future where they put lemons in this like industrial press. It's literally like hydraulics that they press the lemon and the lemon oils come out of it. And it's like one of the most delicious lemonades you could ever have. But it's like a cart. So I don't know if they're still there. But if you can find it, get a lemonade. Yeah. And there's a lot of other cool shops and stuff there. But Tarpon Springs, go to Tarpon Springs. All right, you guys.
Okay. Megan.
So, have you heard of Mount Dora?
Mm-hmm.
You have heard of it?
I've been there.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's right outside Orlando?
It's north of Orlando. And it's a pretty cool little place. It's on Lake Dora, which has been called the bass capital of the world. So a few capitals of the world
Wow.
today. And they have like a historic downtown area with like over 20 restaurants. And they have like lots of festivals. They're like known for being like a city of festivals.
Yes.
They, have,
they
like,
had
antique-
a steampunk festival
Yeah, I
last
believe it.
weekend, I think.
They have like arts festivals. They have a lot of antique stuff. So if you're big
Yes.
into antiques and like history,
That's
this
like
is the place
apparently
to go.
the place to go antiquing in
Yes.
Florida. Yeah.
So cool. And you may have heard of this because it's a viral restaurant. It's called Wave. They have like sushi burritos, like sushi pizza. They have
sushi
like
pizza.
like in the hundreds
I'm
of thousands
salivated.
of
I'm so
followers
hungry.
on Instagram and TikTok.
How many
So that's
followers?
like how I found out about Mount Dora.
We got to go dip it.
Yes.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
in this sushi restaurant, but then you find out that there's so much more to offer there. I mean,
Yeah.
what a cool place. City of festivals.
Yeah.
Bass capital of the world.
Wow.
Bring
Kiss
your
my
wife
bass.
for the
Capital of the
festivals,
world.
your husband for the fishing.
That's a big fat bass you got there, Garrett.
Check out that
Mine?
bass.
Thank you.
Wow.
That bass. So I think that's perfect because when people go to Orlando, especially from out of the country, they'll go for like 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, especially from the UK. So don't spend every day there. Take a quick drive to a spring. Take a quick drive to Mount Dora. You know, experience some of the things just outside of the parks. I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's one for you.
Okay.
So I lived in Fort Myers my whole life, of course, and I've watched this city change a lot. Mm-hmm. And that's Punta Gorda.
Interesting.
So
okay.
Punta-
Megan made a face.
I can't think of a more boring city, but please enlighten me. Enlighten me, because I could absolutely be wrong.
I want
first
to.
off-
I want to learn.
So first off,
I bought a used Xbox once from Punta
not
Gorda.
only does Punta Gorda
Not
have
the city,
have
but a
a
person. Yeah.
have a national airport right there, but it also
Allegiant.
is
It's only
it's on the
Allegiant.
Florida. It's on the, of course, on the Florida West Coast. It's about 30 minutes north of Fort Myers. So a nice, cute, walkable downtown with weird, interesting shops, restaurants. They also have they're also around the Peace River.
Yep.
A lot of cool, Florida fun there. But you also have about 30 large-scale murals around the city, with some whimsical art sprinkled around the Peace River Botanical Gardens.
I like murals.
That's adorable. Very
Animal
Instagrammable.
lovers. Megan, are you an animal lover?
Yes.
Because you can visit.
Yeah.
Because you can
What?
visit with
I want to
bears,
go.
lions, and other exotic creatures at the Octagon Wildlife
I've heard of
Sanctuary.
What's the
Octagon.
Octagon Wildlife Center? Why haven't we been?
I know.
What-
Because it's in Punta Gorda.
But did you hear they have murals?
And
Yeah.
you can
Just
learn
told
about
me
how
murals.
the Peace River Wildlife Care Center cares for injured birds, reptiles, and small animals.
I love
All those things.
those things. Not when injured, but
Well, we want them to get
I like how
better.
they're being cared for.
Yeah.
And they also have Fisherman's
Cute as
Village
it.
and a Fisherman's Village where you can grab lunch, you can go fishing. Super cool. It's right in Charlotte Harbor and the Peace River, which is awesome. The Peace River is.
I've heard of it. I've never
All
been.
my friends had gone and I never went, but they always went camping there and
Cool.
with their families and stuff. Oh, I've heard it's so much fun.
I gotta check it out. I want to know more about this Octagon place.
I know. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll check
We'll
out the
research
dip. Stay
it. Fine.
tuned.
I get it. It's supposed to be inspirational. All right, back to me. Have you ever heard of something called Scenic Highway 30A?
I have not.
Probably.
Let me tell you about it. I've probably been on it, I feel like, but I didn't realize how important it was. So, Scenic Highway 30A is a 24-mile stretch of road that runs along the Gulf of Mexico, but on the coastline in Florida's northwest territory, like almost the panhandle. So along this breathtaking drive, you will see sugar white sand beaches and rare coastal dune lakes. Scenic Highway 30A is a tourist attraction in and of itself, but one of the major sites that you'll see along this drive, and you should probably stop at, is Alice Beach. Have you guys heard of Alice Beach?
I have not.
So Alice Beach is how do I describe it? So all of the residences and the businesses within the community the buildings are white. So the whole city is white.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
And is it on the beach?
Yeah.
On the
like
water?
the buildings are white?
Yeah. So the sugar sand beach is white. The buildings are white. Like if you Instagram it or Google it, it's absolutely beautiful. There's some cool places to eat there as well. Somewhere called Charlie's Donut Truck.
Oh, God.
They go out and about at like 7 a.m. and get your donut fix. Then you can go to a place to get yourself a cocktail at a place called Neat. It's a cocktail bar that's minimalist by design, just like the exterior of the city. They have a small monthly menu of specialty drinks. This last month, it looks like they had a menu item featuring elderflower liqueur and basil oil. So the whole city is sort of framed around this very minimalist coastal living. If you're driving along Highway 38 back up north, go ahead and stop at Alice Beach.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
out, dip
man.
your toes, have a donut and a cocktail. What else do you want in life, really?
Right?
Yep. I think you're up.
But don't spill on a building. 'Cause
No,
It'll
I
show
feel-
like, whoa.
What if you dress really crazy when you go there
Oh, wow.
and really
That
upset
could be
people?
cool, actually. That might be a cool photo.
It might be cool. You really stand out.
Might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Be a cool way to do like engagement pictures or something.
Sorry, I wanted
Megan?
to say something I shouldn't
Say it. I can edit it out. Say it.
So I'm really excited to tell you about this next place. I have two. I'm kind of torn between which one I should talk about. I'm going to talk about Gibsontown.
Okay.
Gibsontown.
Sometimes
like fondly referred to as Gibtown.
Okay.
You've probably never heard of it. It's like between Bradenton and Tampa. It's pretty small, but it's kind of interesting and like famous because it used to be where like freak show, like sideshow, like human oddities, where they would like
taboo
stay
now.
In the off season. So
stay in the off season.
Yeah, so that was like where they lived typically.
Okay.
It was home to up to 700. That's excessive. 100 self-defined human oddities like giants, Siamese twins, a monkey girl named Priscilla. Google her because she's
how long ago was this?
Pretty special. That's a great question that I'm not prepared to answer. The Ward's World of Wonders. He's the guy that like made it, and he just died in 2018. So it was in, like the last.
So it couldn't have been that
100 years.
Yeah.
Well, the last 80 years.
Like my guess is like 30s to 50s.
Okay.
Anyway,
let's figure it out. I love it.
It's also home of the largest trade show in carnival industry.
Really?
So that's pretty cool. It's like a carnival hotspot. It's like, it's so
weird.
Like
in
its history and its culture, it's still there today. They have an International Independent Showman's Museum.
Oh my gosh.
And they also have a Showtown bar and restaurant that's like where they used to go for karaoke.
Like Showtown bar?
It was their karaoke spot.
A karaoke freak show. It's just like Leaky Tiki.
Sign me up. Unfortunately, most of them, I'm sure, have passed.
But their spirits live on.
Absolutely.
And you can go sing in their honor.
The Showtown bar is like kind of like sideshow themed, like the decor is.
Oh my God, that would be so fun. Put my name in.
Yeah, for real.
When's karaoke? Do we know? Let's figure it out. Google me.
Should we dress up?
That makes sense because Sarasota is where the Ringling Brothers set up shop. There's a huge Ringling museum and garden up in Sarasota. So it makes sense that like the elite went to Sarasota and then the freak show went to Gibsontown.
They call it a sideshow. It's like less offensive.
Oh, sorry. Gibbontown. Is that where the monkeys are too? Monkey Priscilla? What's her name?
Monkey Girl Priscilla. She
Priscilla.
has 2 sets of teeth and she's covered in hair.
Ugh.
Really?
Yes.
I wonder what constitutes a giant.
You want to see him?
Yes. Show me him. He's
here.
a giant. We'll edit out the dead air.
Google giant Gibsonton if you want to see him.
Wow. Okay.
Taller.
He would pair with Jeannie the half girl who had like no legs.
Wow.
So
like,
you could throw her around and stuff.
Okay, so how tall is the giant from Gibsontown?
Well, I mean, he's
You guys
standing
are
next
asking me
to.
questions that
He's
I'm
standing
not
next to.
prepared to answer.
He's standing next to half a
Megan,
woman.
I'm asking what the people want to know.
I would really love to tell you.
Yeah, anyone standing next to half a woman would look big.
Yeah, exactly.
8 feet 5.5 inches.
Wow!
Nice.
Imagine his house. How big it is, right?
Well, I mean,
It's gotta be pretty.
Of all the
insane.
things to imagine about
died
him,
in
it's his house
Gibsonton.
that you'd want to imagine.
He died in that city
The city he
at
loved.
50 years old.
The city that he
When you're
sideshowed.
like too large or too small, you don't live very long.
That's the thing about it. Yep, they're like
good
Great
thing I'm
Danes.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's funny, but it's sad.
R.I.P. Gibsonton, man.
You want to know his name?
Yeah.
Was that more respectful? It is Al Tomini. His real name's Aurelio, but he went by Al. Big Al.
Big Al. It's Big Al's big sideshow freak fest. All right, Garrett, you're up.
All right. So this one is near and dear to my heart because I used to go here all the time during the summer.
Okay.
That's Anna Maria Island.
I almost put that on my list. Oh, I did put it on my list. That's good.
Sorry.
It's yours. I love it.
Sorry.
Yep.
It's a place that it really does feel like you are not in the U.S. anymore. It's so it's like 7 miles of beach. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Super white sands. All one real road. 35 miles per hour. It's just it's tiny. There's like really great shops, really great restaurants, and I remember one time when I was there, we all our mothers were like drinking at like a restaurant. We were done with our dinner, so we went down to like the water, and there was like this, you know how where like the mangroves kind of hit the water, and it just kind of gets really muddy and like gross.
Yeah.
So we were like stepping through it, and there was an area that literally was just like muddy water.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize. I thought it was just like a little bit of mud that we could step in.
Yeah.
I stepped in it, went in. I started sinking.
No way.
Yes. And my friends had to pull me out. I literally smelled for days.
Oh my
But that was
God.
I just remember that very vividly from there.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
the
so
beach
don't
is
walk in the mangrove muck if you're going to Anna Maria
But-
Island.
really beautiful, like on the way to Tampa.
But you won't smell if you
Don't step in that weird area.
Pro tip.
But I just remembered like they had a really, really cute ice cream shop that we used to go to. And just it's literally out of like a, you know, just like it's the perfect beach
Like
town.
a Norman Rockwell painting
It's like
kind of deal.
maybe, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
What is that like?
Love Norman Rockwell.
It's like very like slice of life, like little like, you know, like kind of like
What is slice of life?
it's like where you're kind of like just looking at like a little like, you know, realistic piece of like house live. I don't know.
Okay. I think it looks sort of like northeastern. Like almost like
Yeah,
Nantucket,
I-
you know? Like you'd see a lighthouse and like it'd be too cold to get in the water, but it's not. You get right in. Also, I heard you shout out the speed limit. The top speed limit in the city is 35 miles per hour. You can't go faster than that. Yep.
It's amazing.
There's seafood everywhere. It's chill vibes.
Chill vibes only.
So my last one is a little place we call New Smyrna Beach. Can I tell you some fun facts about New Smyrna Beach? First of all, and don't let this scare you, just something to be aware of. It's the shark bite capital of the world.
I'm scared. Sorry, that's Norman Rockwell.
Oh, yeah. Good one.
You know what I mean by slice of
Yeah.
life? Yeah.
I had a doctor when I was a kid, a pediatrician, that had all those paintings in his office. So it always reminds me of that. And I don't like it.
That's not a good association.
It's not.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I
Sorry
get
to
it.
interrupt.
No, it's
Continue.
fine. So I think it's probably the shark bite capital of the world because it has the most biologically diverse estuary in North America.
And that's
You know, estuaries are where
Sharks are born.
everything's born. All
lot
the
of-
the creatures of the sea are
did
born
not
in
know that.
estuaries. Yep. It's home to more than 400 species of birds, dolphins, manatees, alligators, turtles, and more. Another fun fact, and I love this, there are no chain restaurants on the New Smyrna Beach side. So it's all mom and pops, fun little restaurants. New Smyrna Beach is also one of 3 locations in Florida where beach driving is allowed. Imagine
Driving
renting
on
a
the
Jeep
beach?
and
Yeah,
riding
that's
on the
pretty cool.
beach. That'd be fun, right? Have you guys heard of a little, what are they called? Porpoises?
Yep.
Called Winter?
No.
Winter the Dolphin? You don't know about Winter the Dolphin?
No.
You've never seen the movie?
Oh, is
with
that from-
Harry Connick
what's it
Jr.?
called?
No,
From
I
Harry
haven't.
Connick Jr.?
I love him.
Yeah, Dolphin
the
Tail.
trumpet in the eye.
That's different.
Dolphin
It's not?
tail.
It's not Dolphin Tail?
That's yeah.
Cut
Dolphin
that
Tail is
out.
about winter, but that's about whales being trapped in the ice with James
Oh,
Krasinski,
right,
John
yeah.
Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
Yeah,
Anyway.
James Krasinski. That's his
Yes.
brother. So Winter the Dolphin, if you're like Megan and Garrett and haven't seen the movie, is known for its prosthetic tail and the star of the Hollywood film Dolphin Tale, spelled Tale. It's a play on words.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she was actually found and rescued in the Canaveral National Seashore in New Smyrna Beach, and she now lives in the Clearwater Marine Aquarium. Small world,
Yeah, Barry.
you know, small state, big state, lots of stories, small tales.
Better than any other state.
Right. New Smyrna Beach is also a great location to spot rocket launches organized by the Kennedy Space Center. I guess Cape Canaveral could have gone on this list, but that's not lesser known, I guess.
That was the one that I was telling you that I was probably gonna use.
Oh, really? Stole it. You
Damn
stole
it.
mine. I stole yours.
It was gonna end the entire thing. I was gonna go Cape Canaveral, NASA.
You still can. Oh, well, we'll share it. Many people even drive down to the southernmost point of the Canaveral National Seashore, where they can see the skyline of the Kennedy Space Center and up-close views of the launches. So that's pretty cool. Want to talk about Cape Canaveral? Have you been? I've been.
Yeah, we went to space camp.
That's right. This mother.
It was so cool.
Yep.
But-
Tell us about Space Camp.
Well, first off, I didn't have a great time just because
Why?
my group wasn't the
Do
best.
you understand? I want to tell you something.
Why?
Okay? Because Garrett talks about Space Camp
A lot.
No, first of all, he talks about it a lot in a very ungrateful way. Because when I was a kid, they put. So I think you guys are probably too young for this. But when I was a kid, there were actually prizes in the cereal box. Okay. Have you experienced that? You've actually gotten something out of a cereal box? No way.
Yeah. Garrett definitely has.
There's no way.
Yes, I have.
Look up when they stopped putting prizes in cereal boxes. What was the prize?
One of them was one of those old old-timey football games.
Interesting.
I got them in a Cracker Jack box.
Okay.
I've gotten them in the cereal boxes before.
Anyway.
Go back to your
fine.
story.
I'll go back to my story.
Sorry, you're old.
I am old. I'm old, and my life has been riddled with
It just
disappointment.
says the 2000s.
So
So you might have
Interesting.
Yes.
experienced
So
it.
aren't we still in the 2000s?
No,
So
we're
it
in the
might be still happening.
2020s.
All
might
right.
still be happening.
Sorry.
Go.
Hurt people.
Go.
Garrett. You know, I'm acting out because I'm angry. So there was a promotion
For the Kennedy
for
Center?
Space Camp.
That's awesome.
Okay. And if you got like this voucher in your cereal box or whatever it was, you got to go to Space Camp. And all I wanted was my dream was
To go to Space
this
Camp?
was my ticket to Space Camp because my parents clearly didn't value the skill set that I would be able to take home after being at Space Camp.
Yeah.
So that was the only way I was going to get to go. And did I get to go to Space Camp? No. You know what was in the commercials? Like kids on with moon shoes and stuff.
Floating in the air.
Floating in the air, anti-gravity space camp.
Well,
So tell us, Garrett, what you hated
so
about it.
can I speak my truth?
Sure. Be your authentic self.
You might need to be a bit of I had a shitty group that I was in.
Oh.
Okay, so
can
that
make or break.
that can make or break it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Why were they the worst?
it was like so we went with my class, and all of my friends were all in their own groups with each other.
Okay.
and then I was just off with like one person I kind of knew, and then everybody else was like just weird, and I didn't really know
Yeah.
them. And then the
So you were
chaperone,
jealous the whole time.
because I wasn't with any of my friends.
Yeah. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. How old were you?
5th grade.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like 10 or
but
11?
now what?
It's a weird age.
Now 5th grade also was
We don't care about anything else.
We do.
Oh.
I'll edit out what I don't like. I don't really
I
edit
wish
out
I
anything.
hadn't taken it for granted because
Yeah.
it was super cool.
Yeah.
We got to sleep under a space shuttle. That was really cool.
It is cool to go there, whether or not you believe the Earth is flat.
And it was also the field trip from because we did
Imagine
we did
if it
it like
wasn't.
right. If you could imagine for 1 second that the Earth was round, the Kennedy Space Center is pretty cool.
we did an overnight field trip every year from like 3rd grade on into 8th grade, and that was always the worst one for everybody because the teachers that we had they made it very.
Name them.
Name them.
Name the city
All
teacher.
right, fine. All right, fine. No, I won't. You know what? I will. Mr. Schwan.
That's it. You heard it, Mr. Schwan.
He made
You
it
heard
to-
it here first.
he made it
Mr.
to-
Schwan's not fun.
He made it to like
Learning key.
homeworky.
Yeah.
It was like he was like you have to like
You know why? Because he knew that you were taking it for granted, and he
Boom.
was like, maybe you shitty kids should pay attention and learn something. I bet
Yeah.
he believes the Earth is round.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet
No,
all
but no,
teachers
Mr.
do.
Schwan was fine.
This
I
is
took
turning
Mr.
into a
Schwan for
conspiracy
granted, too.
theory
Is it my turn
podcast.
yet?
Is it? Wait, no. Wait,
Not
I have one more
done.
thing.
All right.
No. Speaking of doctors, have you guys heard of someone called Dr. Beach?
No.
Dr. Beach has a list of things. He writes USA Today articles. He rated New Smyrna Beach as Florida's top 10 beach town. One of Florida's top 10.
Cool.
The end. Go to New Smyrna,
Smyrna.
Beach.
Smyrna.
Go to Cape Canaveral.
Smirnoff.
One more thing about Cape Canaveral.
Thanks, Cricket.
Cricket in the studio, everybody. I saw bald eagles there. Are you kidding me?
That's
Does
pretty
it get
cool.
more American than that?
There is. I forgot to add this. So there's this huge building in the Kennedy Space Center. I'm pretty sure it's where like the rockets are kept or whatever. And there's an American flag on the side of it, and it's so big
Yeah.
that the stars on it
Cricket.
are 6 feet tall.
Wow.
But like you can't like. It's
Should we do an episode about the Kennedy Space
I would
Center?
love that. I would
okay.
love to. Do that.
Oh,
I have
we
nothing
could
to
have an
contribute.
astronaut on. Oh my god, if you're an astronaut and you like dogs,
Cricket.
hit us up at the Tip Crew on Twitter.
Now, do we know any astronauts? No.
Do we
Absolutely
know any? Maybe if you would have been paying attention at space
Well-
camp, you could have a contact.
So,
God.
Cedar Key. Have you heard of it?
I haven't, but if there's one thing I love, it's keys.
And Cedar.
Except
Key
Alicia Keys, not a fan.
is very based in history. It's sometimes called Key West 50 years ago. It's obviously,
Isn't Key West sort of like Key West 50 years ago?
but
I don't
imagine
know.
Key West 50 years ago. I don't know why that's so funny.
It's like, what's different? There's no Taco Bell?
I'll get there. It's a little like, all right, I'm upset.
Yeah, while you're doing this to me while I'm talking.
Doing research in for what?
Okay.
So it's on like south. Well, it's actually north, sort of. Northwest coast of Florida. It's north of Tampa, and it's south of like.
Real
the
good research,
Panhandle.
Meg.
Anyway.
Wow.
So it was it was a very important port in the 1800s. And it was also the western terminal of the Florida Railroad.
Wow.
Okay. Railroads
So
were
quite
important.
historical. Now it's like an old fishing village. It's got like a lot of historic hotels. What I think is like the coolest thing about it is that there's like a little like surrounding islands that aren't really occupied.
Okay.
And from there you can kayak to at Scenic Key.
What's that? What is that?
Key. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's a ghost town. It had like a pencil wood factory that was like
Wait, like the wood
Wow.
for pencils?
yes.
Interesting.
And then a hurricane hit.
Yeah.
And they were basically decimated by a 10-foot storm surge.
Oh my gosh.
So you can see a little ghost town where,
It's like Pompeii, but with salt water.
sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
right?
And
nearly
anyone
as
that
bad.
lived moved to Cedar
Not as
Key.
scary,
Not nearly as bad.
but just as devastating.
It's pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
It's like a tsunami.
Right.
Anyone that lived moved to Cedar Key.
Uh-huh.
And so now you can go check it out. There's like there's a cemetery there. Wow. There's supposedly some
And you can take
really
a kayak
incredible
there?
Seafood. Yeah. It's a 1.5 mile
There's
kayak.
seafood at the coast town?
God.
No. At Cedar Key.
Well, okay, so 1.5 miles sounds bad, but it really depends on the
current.
water and the
Yeah,
current.
absolutely.
Yeah, you can do 1.5 miles easy if it's not a bad current. Wow, I want to go there. That's
Right?
fun. That's one of the hardest I've ever left. I almost
I
exploded.
don't know why. I really don't know why. Key West 50 years ago.
It just tickled me. But
like
you're
Key
like,
West
but
before-
imagine.
Before it became like touristy, you know?
Right.
It's a key, but
But
it's
I'm pretty
more
sure
north.
50 years
So if you
ago it
wanted
was
to-
still-
Please shut your mouth.
Okay.
If you wanted to go to a Key West style place that's less populated and maybe less fun, but a lot closer. It's like, let's see.
If you wanted to go to Key West, but like, it sucks.
No, it's an old fishing village. It's actually so cool. It's almost 5 hours north of us. So if you don't want to go too far south in Florida, it's a great spot.
For sure.
And you can, shut your whore mouth. I don't know why it's so funny. It's a really cool spot.
So it sounds
Google
great.
it.
I mean, the
Google
ghost
it.
town
It
thing
sounds awesome.
The ghost town thing sounds good. I just don't get the comparison.
It wasn't my comparison.
Okay, true.
It was someone on the internet's comparison that said that that's like what people say
They've
about it.
not been to Key West.
That's what people say about it, all right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
wait,
there a
we haven't-
clothing
we haven't
optional
been to-
bar?
we haven't been to Cedar
I
Key.
doubt it.
Yeah, that clothing optional
Clothing's
bar did a
optional in the
lot.
whole
Yeah.
key.
It
the
tore an
whole
ACL.
Key.
Tore all
No
of it.
clothing in the
PCL.
whole key.
Yeah, no clothing. Cedar Key. Clothing optional.
You get
Is that
it.
it? Do you have anything more,
For
Garret?
God's sake, no!
All right, let's bring it in on
Jesus.
Cedar Key. Clothing optional. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know why you do sometimes, but this is just a podcast in paradise. We're really happy that you hung out with us today. I hope you're happy too. We would love it if you would subscribe so you don't miss an episode and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts so we can continue to work hard for your next Florida vacation at Cedar Key. The most memorable trip to Cedar Key, which is like Key West, that you've ever had. You can
50
also
years ago.
follow us. It's like Key West, but 50 years ago, which is also like Key West still. Now, you can follow us on Twitter. Wait, on Instagram at Just Take a Dip for daily updates on what's happening around Florida. And check out our YouTube channel, Just a Day in Paradise, for destination ideas, restaurant reviews, unboxing things you might want to take on your next trip, and copycat recipes from some of our favorite places in Cedar Key. We're wishing you a little bit of sunshine wherever you are, and we hope to see you in Cedar Key soon. Say goodbye, everybody.
You made it seem like you can't follow us on Twitter.
I'm so offended.
You can follow us on Twitter.
You
Follow
can.
us on Twitter.
Follow us at cedarkey.thedipsbetter
Shut
Better than Key West.
gmail.com.
Please tell us if you go to any of these cities.
Yeah, you
including
should go
Cedar
here.
Key.
Yeah, you know what? If you're
No,
if you're
just go to Key
listening and
West.
you're Cedar Key, let us know why you're like Key West 50 years ago.